Hey folks, Lester here. It's sometimes hard to admit to oneself, especially to their friends on Facebook, but I've been lazy. And for way too long, I have neglected this side of our yard. It's kind of, well, it's behind the house, and it's hidden from all of our videos. No one ever sees it. And because of that, it's been a year now since we've had the new house here, and I have yet to bury my water lines. I have yet to bury the power lines that go out to the barn. And I've even piled up some old concrete, some chunks of concrete. And Jami is about sick of it. And so today I thought, you know what? Jami's mom is here. And I'm a little bit embarrassed that Jami and her mom are over there talking about how nasty the side of the yard looks. And as a man, I'm going to get up and get out and get some things done. Now, I do have a plan. Folks, I do have a plan for this concrete. Now, a lot of you guys know, you guys who follow, especially those who follow my own Facebook page, the Lester Morrow page, is that I have taken on what I'm calling hashtag adopt a mile of the Plum Grove Road. Now, I know that we don't discuss politics and stuff on this page. We try not to. But, folks, there are some really serious politics, some small town politics taking place right here in the small town of Plum Grove. So much so that the mayor and city council and the county commissioners refuse to interact with each other. And so our roads are beyond repair. And what's happened is some of the local homeowners and some of the long-time residents of Plum Grove have taken it upon ourselves to help patch and repair the Plum Grove Road. What I'm going to do is take some of these smaller pieces of concrete today, along with some loads of crushed concrete that me and my dad and my brother all pitched in on, and we're going to patch up some roads. So come along and enjoy the ride, and let's get Jami the peace of mind of knowing that Lester is no longer being lazy. He's going to do his job. He's going to clean up this side of the yard. He's going to do it while her mom's here. Big win for me. And he's going to help out his community in the process. You know, here I start rambling on. I need a break, honestly. This is actually, folks, I will say this. I'm blessed in so many ways. You know, we were able to finance the tractor around Christmas. We were able to finance the house that we live in, last summer, so about a year ago. And so a part of what we do here on the sanctuary is not just animals, but I feel like through all the things that we've been blessed with, we're going to pay that stuff forward the best that we can. And I know that I drive a bus along this Plum Grove Road. I see the frustration and the anger in people's faces as I pass them. Even my own students, I watch those kids bounce around in the back of that bus, and it's just sad, and it's wrong. And so I'm going to do my part. All right, so what I'm doing today is trying to take these pieces of crushed concrete, these little chips of concrete that I have from my old patio, and I'm going to fill in these holes here along the road, and then I'm going to come back by with a little bit of crushed rock, crushed concrete actually, and pour it on top and smooth it in. And we're going to hope that because this here has a pretty solid consistency, it'll last a while. There's one. May not be perfect, but it's better than it was, and now there's no more drop-off between this road and where they turn onto the Plum Grove Road. All right, so here's my second spot, right here beside Miss Judy's house. Now, this is a bad spot because it's right here in this corner, in this curve. And a lot of folks have to try to swing over to miss this hole, and they end up getting into the oncoming lane. there have been a lot of close calls here. My uncle actually was run off the road, hit a tree in this same corner. So what I'm going to do is kind of put this rock down and slowly spread over it. That humped it up pretty good. I'm going to try to push that hump down a little bit, because sometimes a hump in the road can be just as bad as a hole in the road. All right, I think we're good with those right there. You know, you got to be careful, because when you put rock in the road, it has to be knocked down pretty smooth, because you know, a bump in the road can be just as much of a problem as a hole in the road. I mean, think about it. You ever hit a speed bump going pretty fast? And so people will sometimes try to dodge a bump like they will dodge a hole. And so you got to make sure that you have it pretty level down. And that's the hardest part of this whole thing, trying to use a tractor to level it. Those look pretty good though. And like I said, this here is the most dangerous spot because it's right in this curve. Folks come around there pretty fast, and they meet folks coming this way pretty fast. All right, I think we're about done with this little project. You know, living here in the country, we don't have to deal with all the nonsense that some of the folks have to deal with who live in the cities as far as the politics go. We don't have looting. We don't have rioting. We don't have vandalism and stuff. But I'll tell you what people are doing out here, which is, it's funny, but it's really not funny if you think about it. You know, somebody hangs up a Trump sign in their yard. Someone else comes by later, broad daylight, rips it out of the ground, tears it in half, drops it back down, drives off. I'm getting out of the way, folks, don't worry. I'm just trying to make sure that this here is smooth, because I don't want to create a bump here and then people are going to be trying to dodge around it. You know, politics are funny that way, folks. People take that same Trump sign and hang it up in a tree or something, and someone else comes by and spray paints a person's private part or something on that tree. I mean, people are just mean when it comes to politics. People don't have a tolerance for each other anymore. And that's sort of what's going on here in Plum Grove. I'm trying to... Thanks, brother. That feels good. That feels good right there. You know, that guy didn't have to do that. But the people who drive these roads, the school buses, my parents, my kid, Ellie, Jami, it worries me. It worries me to death to see how people are dodging around these holes. No, politics though, man. Like I say, we may not have to experience the things that you folks in the larger cities have to deal with, but we have our own way. People do political stuff to each other all the time. These holes are an example of it. Yeah, them politics, man. They can bring out the worst in people.